So this is Gemini CLI command line interface. It's very much like Claude Code, and I just built something that is really awesome. So I'm working with a nonprofit called the Nutritional Therapy for IBD, and they do fantastic work, giving information, scientifically backed, evidence-based nutritional information for the medical community as well as patients that have chronic GI conditions such as Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, IBS, celiac, and others as well. So they're going through a rebrand right now into the GI Nutrition Foundation because they were just focused on inflammatory bowel disease, but now they're expanding their scope to include, IBS and celiac and so on. So I've been doing work for them on a contract basis to update their SEO metadata on their entire website, 60 plus pages, and then there's also resource pages, probably close to 200, kind of like database dynamic pages. That's what I should say. And so there's like, almost 300 different pages that I need to update. And I've been using Gemini CLI to improve the workflow and make it much faster. So I had been using some skills. So I have this update NT for IBD, SEO, and it's a skill. And I had been using this workflow, and it probably saved me for the website. In order to do all of the SEO updates needed, I would have had to hit 255 pages. Now, on average, it's taking me about 15 minutes to do per page. That is reading every page manually, thinking about, what is the content on the page, what is it really about, how do I want to translate that into a 60-character title and a 160-character SEO description that really captures the essence of the page, while also, making sure to think about how do I translate the brand from what it was, being just focused on inflammatory bowel disease, and now expanding its scope to, much more of the GI world, all of the different conditions like celiac, IBS, and so on. And so that's a really daunting task, and I had estimated that with 255 pages, 15 minutes each, probably would have taken about 64 hours to do all of that work. But with this workflow, I can get that down to about 21 hours. So that's saving about 40 hours. That is saving a week of work with this workflow. So I just kind of wanted to show how I set it up, just really briefly, not a deep dive, because there's a lot to it. But just really wanted to show the power of Gemini CLI, and it will get better as well because it's open source. So there's tons of people contributing to the project. I hope to contribute to it soon. And let's see, they have a weekly release cadence. So every week there's a new build. And so let me just talk about how I built this, right? So I used Gemini to build a skill. And so it built a skill called update NT for IBD SEO. And in this skill, context is really important. So it understands the old name and the old website and the key concepts. And then it has information about the rebrand and its goal and all the different conditions that it's going to cover, like, IBS and celiac disease. And it outlines the task. And so it built Python scripts to be able to scrape data from the website. So first it will read visually the same content that people can read, but then it also uses Python scripts to extract the SEO metadata that people can't really see unless they look at dev tools, unless they're, looking at the dev tool SEO data and so on. So it does, all of the work, and then what it will do is I have it update a markdown file in my Obsidian. So there's this human in the loop concept. You know, when you have AI working on really important work, you don't want AI to just automatically output the final answer. You want someone, a person, being able to review it and check it and make sure that it's okay. And so I've been having it output its work into this document here and report on the work that it will do, and it writes its own rationale for why it's making the changes to the SEO. So I've got this page here, and I did this previously with the old workflow, where it found this data here. This is the old title for the Gentle GI page. That's this one right here. That's this title. It says the Mediterranean diet emphasizes vegetables, fruits, olive oil, and that's this Mediterranean diet emphasizes all that. So that's the old data, and I ran it, and it updated it with this new data here. Okay, but I had to update the script because this is password protected, and in Webflow, it is not able to update this information, right? Or no, like rather what I had been doing is I was copying and pasting from this document. So I would take this, I would manually copy it, and I would paste it into these fields to update it. But certain pages, because we're in the middle of developing this, are locked and I can't update it. Well, what I just worked on that makes this even more powerful is that it can use the Webflow API to directly modify those SEO metadata fields. I don't need to copy and paste from this document that it does edit. I don't need to copy and paste it into these fields. It will update it automatically. So this is what I want to show you. So I'm going to do that right now. I may have to enter a password, and I'll skip that. I'll cut that out of the video. But so I'm going to run the skill, and this is the URL that I want it to update. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this because it will see that it's already in there. Let me. All right, I'll just leave it because it may actually see that it's there. And just update it already. So okay, let's see how this goes. Alright, so what it's doing is it's executing the skill, and it can take a little while. So it's going through the skill. It's looking at scripts. It might even be using its internal web fetch tool to read the content on the page. Sometimes this is kind of cute, and sometimes I wish it was a bit more exact on what it was really doing. Okay, so it's been a minute. It's now using the Python scripts. It's extracting the data from the website using the Python scripts. So then it's going to use this in order to generate the new SEO descriptions. Let's see if this updates at all. I'd rather read the output. Okay, so it's reading this file, so it's probably gonna update it. Alright, I'm gonna switch back. Okay, so it says this is already logged in item 56. So it says old title, new title. So maybe it didn't update it at all because it said that it found that it was already updated, which is cool. But okay, so this is the new automation. So it says, would you like me to push this update to Webflow now? And so let's do that. So we're in Webflow. This is still the old data. And if I go here, I'm going to refresh the page. Still the old metadata there. So I'm going to ask it to say yes. And I'm just going to type in the skill name. Yes, do Webflow Automation. So it's using Python scripts. It's connecting to the API. And it's going to work its magic. Okay, so already it said it updated it, which is super cool. Has been updated in Webflow. So what I've noticed is that, let me do, no, that's not going to update. What I've noticed is that I have to like refresh the whole designer system. So I'm trying to just refresh this. Yeah, see, that's not updated, so I have to go back out to the dashboard. Open in Webflow. Alright, so let's go back to the Gentle GI page. Let's go back into the metadata. So there it is, Gentle GI and nice IBS guidelines. Let's check out this, Gentle GI and nice IBS guidelines. Discover Gentle GI and nice guidelines for IBS management. Boom, 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 boom. So there it is. That's awesome. So then what I can do is I can publish this, publish, and once this finishes, I'm going to refresh this and you'll see that title and description data get updated. So I'll come back when this is done. Alright, let's take a look. Seems to be taking a while to update. Maybe it's just the browser hasn't been refreshed. So I'm going to refresh this website. And there it is. Nice, nice. Okay, so this is really awesome. It updated it automatically. That is Gemini CLI for you. So that's super cool. So I can just give it a page, and then I can review the work that it wants to do in this document here, and then I can go back to the CLI and say, yes, you know, push everything to Webflow directly, and then it just requires me to, in Webflow, to manually publish this, which I think is good. You know, you don't want everything to be 100% automated, especially when, you know, the information needs to be very accurate and correct. You want people to be in the loop reviewing things. So anyway, I hope this was really helpful. And you know, if you're using Webflow or, you know, other platforms and you want to automate workflows like this, let me know. I'm available for contract work and would love to help operationalize your business practices with the help of AI. Alright, take care. My name is Reed, and yeah, this is a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.